The first thing I noticed wasn't the missing key under the mat. It was their sold sticker slapped crooked across me front window. My window bleeding through the glass like an accusation. For a moment, I thought I had the wrong house. Jet lag will do that. Bend reality. Make it slippery. But no. The tire marks in the driveway were mine. The porch light I'd installed flickered in the same irritated rhythm. And then the door swung open. My sister stood there, arms folded, wearing the kind off-smirk people practice in mirrors. That was the moment right there on my own porch when something in me went utterly beautifully still. And I remember thinking, this is the kind of moment people confess to detectives about. She'd invite me inside. She didn't need to. Her presence alone carved the air into something sharp. Behind her, my parents hovered like guilty shadows. Suitcases already packed for their Hawaii trip. No one spoke. Not a greeting, not a question about the flight that had kept me away for 2 relentless weeks. Just silence, tight, deliberate. My mother avoiding my eyes, my father checking his watch like he was late to his own alibi. Even then, before the words came, I knew something had rotted beneath the floorboards of our family. My sister and I were built from the same blueprint, same childhood storms, same survival instincts. Yet she always envied that I learned to turn chaos into strategy. While she simply drowned, I trusted her once. Trusted her with my spare key, trusted her with watching my dog, trusted her enough to let her hold pieces of my life without ever imagining she'd sharpened them into weapons. But small signs whispered the truth long before the storm broke. The sudden questions about my finances. The casual comments about how unfair it was that I traveled for work while she held the family together. The way she lingered too long around my mail, my desk drawer, my passwords scribbled on ILO post-it she wasn't supposed to see. Little cracks, hairline fractures, warnings I smoothed over because blood is supposed to be thicker. I didn't realize she was busy thinning it. She delivered the final blow with the confidence of someone who thought she understood me. "We went ahead and sold your house," she said, leaning against the doorframe like a queen addressing a servant. "Single mothers don't need fancy houses. You should be grateful we're helping you reset." She had forged signatures, manipulated my parents with half-truths, and fabricated emergencies, moved money, my money, through accounts she assumed I never checked. She thought distance made me blind. She mistook silence for weakness. But the thing about betrayal is this. Once you taste it, the tongue never forgets. And in that moment, the confusion evaporated, the hurt simmered. And the anger focused itself into something cold, razor-thin, and patient. I didn't shout, didn't demand explanations, didn't beg for what was already mine. I simply stepped back from the porch and let them believe they'd broken me. While they drank my ties in Hawaii on my money, I documented everything. Every forged signature, every illegal transfer, every message where my sister planned her reset for me while spending the deposit she stole. I met with attorneys who spoke my language. Precision, timing, inevitability. I froze accounts, filed claims, triggered audits she never saw coming, shifted ownership of the family properties quietly, legally, irrevocably. My parents had unknowingly co-signed their own undoing long before I stepped off that plane. I played them like a chessboard made of glass. Every move calculated, every silence a trap, every kindness a loaded hinge waiting to creak at the perfect moment. And by the time the sun rose on their final vacation morning, the life they believed was secure had already collapsed like wet sand. They returned to find their house emptied, bank accounts frozen, and foreclosure notices stapled to their front gate. My sister called me first. She didn't smirk this time. Her voice cracked, raw, panicked, small. "What did you do?" she whispered. I met her on the same porch where she'd stolen my home. Only this time, the power tilted cleanly in my direction. "I didn't take anything," I said. "I just returned everything you tried to take from me." She trembled. My parents stared at me like they were seeing the ghost of a daughter they never bothered to understand. And in that silence, the same silence they once used to corner me, I delivered the final truth. "You taught me that family loyalty is optional." I simply applied the lesson. They moved into a small rental 3 towns over. My sister tried blaming everyone but herself. My parents tried rebuilding bridges with ashes. I didn't chase them. I rebuilt my home, my real home, one forged contract and steel-spined decision at a time. And when I finally stood in the doorway of the new house I purchased with clean money and a clear conscience, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Power, unapologetic earned power. I learned that revenge isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's the quiet rearrangement of the world until the people who harmed you find themselves standing on ground they once thought was solid, watching it split beneath them. And as I locked my door that night, I knew one thing with absolute certainty. Silence isn't weakness. It's the sound of someone sharpening their victory.